Hello and welcome to the Twin Cities German Immersion School Virtual School Tour. Herzlich willkommen an der TCGIS. Alle sind hier herzlich willkommen. My name is Katharina Schirk. I'm the Community Relations Coordinator at TCGIS, and normally I would be happily greeting you in our lovely foyer to lead you on a tour of our school. Given the certain pandemic situation, we are going to offer you a glimpse into our school this way, so come along. Twin Cities German Immersion School was founded in 2005 with just kindergarten and first grade. Since 2012-13 school year, we are now a K-8 school. Our mission is the innovative education of the whole child through German immersion. Our values are curiosity, kindness, challenge and support, intercultural engagement, and community. We have about 585 students in 9 grades, with about 3 sections per grade in kindergarten through 6th grade and 2 sections in grades 7 and 8. Our school day is from 8:15 a.m. to 3:15 p.m. Monday through Friday. We also offer before and after care, as well as care on no school days and on some breaks as well through our program called Kinder Club. Our executive director is Ted Anderson. I want to give you a little orientation from where we are so you know. This is our foyer. Where we are standing from our perspective, the playground is behind us. The front office is to the right. The compass, directly past the compass, that glass wall, is the western entrance, the Westeingang, where our large parking lot is. To our left, just out of view, are windows into our new Sporthalle, the gymnasium, and just behind us to the left is our brand new cafeteria. The stairs lead upstairs to the 3rd floor where our middle school has their classrooms. And that bridge is brand new, connecting our most recent addition from 2015, to the new part of our building. So let's head down the hallway there. Welcome to the TCGIS Bücherei, the library. Lesen macht Spaß. We have a beautiful library with so many German language books. It's really quite an asset to our school. We have everything from board books and picture books for our youngest learners to young adult novels and many popular series, all in German for our older students. In a normal year, students come in once a week with their class, and the younger students are read to and then have free time to select books. And the older students come weekly as well to select books. We have a large collection of audiobooks, which has come in handy this year when we have a lot of students learning at home. And so it's a really wonderful resource for our school. This year, we also have online ordering for the library, so we're still able to access it even though we are not in the building. TCGIS has 48 teachers, 13 education assistants, and typically 12 to 15 native speaker interns every semester. I'll say more about that a little later. About 80% of our teaching staff are fluent German speakers. Kindergarten, here we are. I'll tell you a little bit about the elementary school, starting with kindergarten. Our class size is 24 students per class. We do, however, make exceptions for siblings or the children of new staff coming to our school. In kindergarten, we actually, in every grade, we label our sections by A, B, and C. Typically in an American classroom, they would be Mrs. Mueller's class, Mr. Roberts' class, but at TCGIS, we follow the German model of labeling classes by section. So the first digit stands for the grade and the second digit stands for the section. In kindergarten, that's really where we get to know our students, and the kindergarten teachers then compose the classes for 1st and 2nd grade. So we do something interesting at TCGIS. It's called looping. And looping means that in 1st and 2nd grade, the students do not change, the class composition does not change, and the teacher does not change. So they are together for 2 years. In 3rd and 4th grade, the class composition does not change, but the teacher changes. So that's something rather unique to our school. And it really says, how much we value getting to know our students. Our teachers recommend, our second grade teachers put the classes together for third grade. So there's a lot of attention and focus and care for our students put into those compositions. We have full German immersion instruction, kindergarten, first and second grade, also in third and fourth grade, except they begin 1 hour of language arts English instruction in third grade, and that continues through eighth grade. In fifth grade, that's the beginning of our middle school, in addition to 1 hour of English, math is instructed in English. And that really helps our students transition well in high school, and also when they take the MCAs, the vocabulary is the same. In seventh grade, Spanish is available as an elective. And so at this point, I believe we are the only immersion school in Minnesota that actually offers an additional language. We love recess, frische Luft. And unless it is like below zero or it is pouring rain, we are outside as much as possible. In a normal year, recess is typically before lunchtime. So our students are out there getting their wiggles out, really getting their workout, and then they're hungry and ready to sit down and eat lunch. Our campus is between two beautiful parks and just south of Como Lake. So we also take advantage of these large green spaces and wonderful sledding hills so that we go outside as much as possible. My daughter's favorite thing, my daughter's a second grader, and after first recess, her second favorite thing is second recess. So on those days where they've gotten their work done and they're ahead of the game, a lot of classes also go outside again. So our students are outside. We, in the German tradition, really value frische Luft, or fresh air. We do some great things in our elementary school activities that are traditions. So one of them is this Global Minnesota K-12 program. And 1 to 2 times a year, we work together with Global Minnesota, which is a local nonprofit, and we host visitors from other countries who come and share their culture with our students. So this gentleman in the photo here is from Ghana, and he visited, it looks like, second or third grade, and they share their culture and their country, and then the students are able to ask questions. In the lower left-hand corner there, we have Krampustag. Krampus is an Austrian winter tradition, and Krampus is a relatively frightening character, as you can see the masks in their hand, who is used to incentivize children to be good over the holidays. And so it is a really significant part of Austrian culture, and our students have a chance to meet these gentlemen who play Krampus and ask questions and things like that. In the upper right-hand corner, you'll see we have fourth grade. They earn their Fahrradführerschein. That is a bicycle license. And that is something that is really, every German city has a testing facility where typically the police train students about traffic rules and basic bike maintenance. And then they have a little Teststrecke, a little like as if you were to take your driver's license here. And they learn about it in their class, and then they set up a course for them in our school courtyard. And as graduates of this course, when they earn their Fahrradführerschein, they bike together around Como Lake. Another tradition in the older grades of elementary school, in English, in the English class, they do a state float parade. So they are learning about geography and about the United States, and there's a really creative aspect to it. And so they actually do parade throughout the school in all grade levels, so they all get to see, and they learn about their particular state, and as you can see, put together very creative floats, and that is called the state float parade. And then as well, we have a Sportfest. That's our field day at the end of the year. It's so fun, and every class participates, lots of parent volunteers. There's a beautiful field next to our building, just south of Como Lake, and it's a big hit every year. So that's something we look forward to. As I mentioned, our middle school instruction is in German, except for math and English. And we do some really great things in the middle school. We have some really neat traditions. One of them, the one right in the middle, in sixth grade, they go to the Bio House at Concordia Language Village's Waldsee camp. It's a 4-day Klassenfahrt or class trip. And this is another piece of German culture that we have adopted, in which students actually start going on class trips in first grade. We wait a little bit longer, but they travel together with their class. And for some, it's the first time away from home. And we are so fortunate to be close to Waldsee, where the staff all speaks German, everything is in German. And they visit the Bio House, which is a passive house. And so they learn about, it's tied into their unit about the environment. That's an exciting thing. In the upper left-hand corner, the ZFA Creativity Competition. ZFA is the Zentrale für Auslandsschulwesen, and it is an organization, a worldwide organization for German schools outside of Germany. Anyway, they have a creativity competition where students can enter as an individual or as a group, and they either write an essay or a poem. And they actually, and of course in German, and there's really valuable prizes. Some of the prizes are iPads or laptops. And every year we have students who win awards and win honorable mention or valuable prizes. So that's something we're really excited to participate in. In the lower left-hand corner, the Minnesota Zoo has a World Language Day every year, and our students, as you can see, set up booths, and they visit. It's their chance to show what they know about animals, show what they know in German, and students from all over Minnesota come and share their projects and get to ask each other questions. On the right-hand side, you'll see we have students who participate in the National Geography Bee and National History Day. History Day is really a great tradition at our school. The entire grade, I think it's actually 6th and 7th grade, participate in History Day. And it's a nice long-term project. They learn how to research and present, and we always have students going to state. So we do really well at History Day. So yeah, the middle school student. In addition, we also have after school activities, and in the middle school, we also have sports. We have cross country and track all year round, soccer, volleyball, and basketball. And because we belong to a smaller charter school league, our teams are co-ed. This is our new gym, die Sporthalle. Our last gym was an aula, which was a church. This is brand new. It was built this year, still smells brand new. And if you see that blue piece that goes across the middle, that is a wall that can come down, so we can actually have 2 sport classes simultaneously, which is wonderful. And it's a regulation gym, so now we can host games in our conference. We have 3 specialists, in addition to the normal grade school curriculum, German, writing, math, science, social studies. We also have 3 specialists from kindergarten through 8th grade, and those are Kunst, which is art, drama, which is sort of music, performing arts, and Sport, which is gym. And in a normal year, they rotate, and they have all 3 all week long, every day, one of them every day. And this year, they are, for 5 weeks at a time, they have 1 specialist. So that allows them to get a little deeper into it. Over here on the right, I want to point out we have, these are part of we use what's called PBIS, Positive Behavior Interventions and Supports. And what that is that is sort of our philosophy of behavior learning. So the 3 PBIS values, if you will, that we have are safety, responsibility, and respect. So that's Sicherheit, the green column, Verantwortungsbewusst, which is wir sind verantwortungsbewusst, we are responsible, aware of our responsibilities, and wir zeigen Respekt, we show respect. And so these 3 values are displayed in any places where we are in a large group. So in the hallways, in the Sporthalle, in the cafeteria, in classrooms, just as a reminder that like we are in this together and these are the things we value so that we can enjoy our spaces together safely, respectfully, and responsibly. Oh, I want to go back and mention a little bit more about our after school activities. We actually have after school activities in a normal year from everywhere from kindergarten up to 8th grade. They typically meet one time a week, and there is a wide range of activities. There are sports and drama and chess, woodworking, arts and crafts, cooking and baking, self-defense, sports. So for the non-middle school students, we also offer soccer as an after school activity. In addition, through Vienna Music Arts, students can take private music lessons in piano, guitar, violin directly after school. They can be part of Kinder Club and then have their lessons after school. And beginning in middle school, students can participate in band. This is our brand new cafeteria, and it is a massive upgrade from the church basement where we used to have a cafeteria. Again, you'll see up in the upper right-hand corner, we have our values, our PBIS values of safety, responsibility, and respect. This is a beautiful light-filled cafeteria now. As you can see, the playground is just to the left, and through those double doors at the back of this picture here, the students will come right off the playground. To our right off the screen here are the water fountain, or excuse me, the sinks. Students wash their hands, grab their lunches. This other picture here shows that we do compost, recycle, and have trash. And so we're teaching students, of course, how to separate the rest of their meal. And then in the lower right-hand corner, these we use throughout the building. They are volume levels that help students understand. So at the bottom, we have null, Lautstärke null, silence, quiet. And at the top, it says out of control, the red one. So, we are able to show students, hey, in this part of our building, we want to be at this level or this level. As you can imagine, a cafeteria with 100 students in it can get a little bit loud. But we're very excited to use our new cafeteria next year. We do provide hot lunches. We do not have a kitchen with we don't make the meals. We use a caterer, and we follow all the guidelines set by MDE and the USDA. We offer regular, vegetarian, gluten-free, and a cold sandwich option. The cost is $4 per lunch, and students can also get milk a la carte for 50 cents. We use a software called Boonly, which I'll say more about later, but the menus come out the month ahead. And if your student is a hot lunch or a school lunch student, you can select the lunches and order them in advance. So on our website, we have something that we call the Marktplatz. It's right on the homepage, and it's all of the various websites that we use to go through Boonly, which I just mentioned, from lunch, how you order your lunches. Sometimes you can also pay for field trips in Boonly. Our online store for Spiritware to buy the yearbook. The Power School parent portal is where you'll find grades and attendance. Pick My Kid is one that we use every single day. And that is an app that just tells us in the school where your child goes at the end of the day. We have 4 different ways of dismissal in terms of we do offer bus transportation. We have a car pickup line. We have after school care or after school activities. And then we also have what we call walking pickup. And that's where parents park anywhere in the neighborhood and come to the courtyard, and the students come out and meet you in the courtyard. So when you in Pick My Kid, you select what your student is doing at the end of each day, and you can set a default if they always do the same thing, but that just communicates to everybody who has the app in our building, the classroom teacher, the front office, where your child goes at the end of the day. Popsicle is a way we pay for Kinder Club. And then we also have, in a normal year, we have this great carpooling survey where we can connect families who would like to find out if there are other families near them. We do offer busing. We had 4 routes let me see here. We had a north, a south, a central, and an east route, and about 260 kids ride in a typical year. They are hub stops. So typically a parent might drive their child to the stop, unless they live near the stop, and then the bus drops off right outside our brand new cafeteria. In terms of communication, there are a couple different ways that we will communicate. So this is a screenshot of what we call the Elternbrief. That just means the parent letter. And that comes out every Thursday afternoon. And that will have all of the really, really necessary information about kind of large school information. Teachers also send what's called the Klassenbrief, and that comes out usually on Fridays. And that is that's specific to your child's class. It's usually what we are learning this week or next week, things to do over the weekend, things to think about, or things to look forward to that are coming. We have in the lower left-hand corner, we have 3 councils. We have a staff council, a student council, and since in our second year now, we have a parent council. We have elections in the fall, and we have 1 representative for every class section. So kindergarten with 3 class sections has 3 representatives. Every class is represented, and the parent council is this wonderful resource for parents, whether you're new or you've been in our school for 8 years, to bring questions that might have been maybe an email to the principal or an email to, I don't know where to send this question. You can send it to the parent council, and it's this hive of information. They have so much experience that they can either respond or they can direct your question. They also survey parents and handle concerns, but also pass along what's going well. And they meet every month and share a report in the Elternbrief. So that's a wonderful way to be involved. Another wonderful way to be involved, we have a very active school board with 6 school board committees. The school board is elected, and I believe they are 2 or 3 year positions or terms, excuse me, but we have 6 committees. These are the 6 committees on the left here, and all parents are welcome to join committee meetings. We have really active committees, and it's just such a wonderful way for the school to benefit from the expertise of parents that you have in your lives outside of being a parent. So for instance, I'm on the fundraising committee, and I can't tell you what value the parent volunteers on the committee bring who have worked in development and in fundraising, or simply bringing the experience of being a parent who believes in our school and wants to help raise money for our school. So it's really, I can't underscore enough how valuable your life experiences, your professional experiences are, because these committees really help guide our school. Let's see here. Speaking of fundraising, at TCGIS, we really have a very strong culture of philanthropy. Our children do not fundraise, our grown-ups do. So we will never ask you to accompany your child to sell wrapping paper or chocolates or pretzels or anything around the neighborhood. Our kids' job is to learn and to have fun and grow, and it's our job as the grown-ups to support our school with our time, our talent, and whatever treasure we have. So this is a snapshot of this year's Give to the Max campaign. We actually raise money for our annual fund for the entire fiscal year from July 1 to June 30th. We tend to harness the energy around Give to the Max to really do a strong kickoff to our annual fund campaign in the fall. Our annual fund, this year our goal is $103,000. Last year it was $120,000. Our annual fund, the money we raise, that's different from the general fund. The general fund is state money that we use and budget to do things in the classroom to pay our teachers and run our building. The annual fund does all of the extra special stuff. It pays for books for our library. It entirely pays for our very successful and valuable intern program, where we bring 12 to 15 interns per semester. So anywhere from 15 to 30 German native speaking interns in the year. It pays for visas. It pays for their lunches. It pays for their stipend. It's an incredible program, and our parents, our supporters, pay for that program entirely. It also supports professional development for our teachers when they visit a peer immersion institution, when they participate in national conferences. This year it helps pay for the new technology training that we need. It also pays for some anti-racist training. So this is the stuff that we don't have room in our general budget for, but are really fundamental to our school and our community. This is our intern program. It is incredible. So our interns come twice a year. Usually we have a few interns who stay the whole year, but primarily they come for a semester. They live with host families from our school. And so they really get that immersive experience about living with an American family. As you can see up in the upper right-hand corner, that's Bernie. And with his little host brother, Luke, getting a true American experience of cleaning out a pumpkin. But our interns come, and we find interns to work in all 9 grades of our school. So we have some interns who are specializing. They're generally towards the end of their teaching studies. And in Germany, you usually need to have a full semester or year internship in another school, in another country. And so they come to the US to fulfill that requirement and also to be in an immersive experience. Many of them want to teach English or have English as one of their minors, if you will. And so they, for instance, in the lower left-hand corner, this intern rotates in one grade through all 3 sections, and they do special projects and special units. And our teachers really help mentor them into becoming teachers. They give them, quite a bit of guidance in the beginning and then quite a bit of freedom towards the end. In the lower right-hand corner, we have one of our interns with our kindergarten students. He taught them songs for the end of year kindergarten performance. In the upper middle picture here, we have the intern breakfast. Every month we have a breakfast sponsored by one of the parents from one grade level, and the interns have an hour and a half to learn about something particular either to our school or about to education in the United States. They also assist us with screening in the fall, winter, and spring. I'll talk about that shortly. We screen for students who may need just a little extra support in reading or in math skills. So they help with that. So they really learn a lot, and we learn a lot from them. Our students love having interns in their classroom. The Capstone Program to Germany. In 8th grade, the Capstone Program is the final experience for our students. It really follows sort of our vision, which is andere hören, andere sehen, weltoffen denken und handeln. And that means to hear others, to see others, and to think and act with a mind open to the world. In the fall of 8th grade, we bring students from our 3 partner schools in Germany to TCGIS. Each 8th grader is paired with a German, and they host this German in their home for 2 weeks. And they come to school, but we also do numerous field trips. We've done tours of the Walker, tours of the Guthrie. We tour Minneapolis and St. Paul. We go to Idahope and do sort of, what do they call that? Sort of getting to know you activities. But also they just get to know what it's like to live in an American home. Then they stay in touch. That's usually in the last week of September into October. They stay connected, and then our students go to Germany the middle of May, and they spend 2 weeks with their partner in their home, and they go to school as well. And after those 2 weeks with their host, with their partner, we leave the partner communities and we go to Berlin for 7 days together as a class in Berlin. And it is just the ultimate, final, wonderful experience for 9 years of learning German. I traveled with our students last year in 2019, and I was stunned. I have traveled with high schoolers and with university students in German, and our 8th graders blew my mind. They got off the plane and they were excited and they were curious and they understood everything. And they could ask for directions and they could ask for what they wanted. And to see these 8th graders move through a city like Berlin, or to see them with their partner, like riding by on their bike to school, just this independence they gather, and it all comes together in this experience. It's just really an incredible experience. And, for those students who leave kind of TCGIS, which is a smaller school community, and they might move to Central High School, where we have a partnership, a continuation of our programming, which is a very large urban school, or even to Mounds View, or really to any other school experience. Students who have lived with a family in another country for 2 weeks and gone to Berlin, I think they say, "Oh, high school? I got that. That's fine. I can do that." I mean, that's even in English. So it's a real confidence builder for our students. It's really one of those moments that says, "Look at how far you've come. Look at what you've accomplished." It's really incredible. So we're really proud of this program. We have made sure that every student can participate that wants to participate. So we make sure that we have scholarships for students who are not able to afford the trip. No student has ever not gone because they couldn't afford to go. We've always made sure students can go. And many families begin to start putting money away earlier in their child's career, knowing that this is coming. The other thing that's really exciting is when the Capstone kids, the Germans, come to our school in the fall, we also integrate them into a lot of classrooms throughout the building. So kindergarten up through fourth grade, they have what my daughter likes to call the big Germans. They're not the interns, they're the big Germans who come and they play with them and they talk to them. And each of these encounters shows our students how valuable and how useful it is to speak German, to get to know this other person from another country and to be able to communicate with them. And the Germans are often they love being in our elementary classrooms and speaking with little kids who are just learning German. It's really one of the most wonderful things about our program. Speaking of rituals and traditions, we have some wonderful school-wide events that we cannot wait to have again next year. We have an outstanding Halloween parade, and in the last couple of years, this lower left-hand picture, we have a Halloween flash mob. After our parade, we come into the Schulhof, which is the courtyard, and the kids have all learned the same dance. It's just lovely. It's such a fun event. We just love costume days. These are a couple pictures of our interns in their costumes. They really get into it. In the upper right-hand corner is Martinstag, which is or a Lantern Festival. And that's in November, right as it's starting to get dark much earlier. And that follows sort of the holiday of St. Martin. And the students make lanterns and they learn songs, and we do a little lantern parade. And then the eighth graders who are going to go to Germany have a bake sale. So we have the younger ones and the big kids. It's just a lovely, cold, brisk, fun thing. Carnival of Cultures is another one here where every grade level learns a performance piece, and then the parents come. It's just a really fun way to see our kids perform. And there's a great bake sale. Also another fundraiser for our Capstone kids. It's just one of those great all school activities that really remind us what a wonderful community we have. So that was a lot of information. Hopefully, I guess there's a couple things I didn't get to mention that maybe I will um, also mention is that we have wonderful ways to volunteer. Our PTO is extremely active and supportive, and they do really fun community activities and also fundraisers that support our teachers with appreciation and classroom grants. We have opportunities to be in Elternkontakte. So there's the parent council, but there's also the EKs, or what we call them Elternkontakte. And those are the parents that make themselves available as a resource to the other parents in their child's class. The EKs are extremely active this year, helping families who may not speak German at home with distance learning and resources for their students, and how to understand, how to make sure their students are saying things correctly. So they really are a connector group. They really help parents connect with the resources and the people who can help. Um, let's see. Gosh, it's a wonderful community. There's so many ways to be as involved as you'd like, or to be as hands off as you'd like. We feel like it's a real privilege to get to see our students come in at kindergarten and leave as young adults in eighth grade. Um, it's really a remarkable community. We have been around for now 15 years. We are in our 15th year, and we look forward to so many more. And we hope that TCGIS sounds like a wonderful choice for your child, and we look forward to hearing more from you. Just a little update on dates. Generally, the application period opens in the fall. Our application deadline is typically in February, and then the lotteries are in March. So, if you have any questions, you should feel free to call our school anytime and or write to info@tcgis. I hope this was helpful and informative, and vielen Dank und bis bald.